Hi, it's Rose Thursday. I'm filming this again from a different area of my house. My kid is sleeping in the front room and I am in the back room. And it's Rose Thursday. So I have a little glass of wine and I am just winding down. I'm gonna go watch The Witcher after this because I literally have binged the whole thing in like 2 days. So if you're just hopping on, hi, hello, my name is Dr. Brittany Ritter. I am a human design expert and a power and alignment coach. I wanted to hop on and talk to you guys today on Rose Thursday about perfectionism. Are we allowing that to get in our way? Are we allowing that to create fears for us that aren't real? Are we allowing that to dictate how we live our lives? Is it putting us in a box? Lots of questions around perfectionism. So grab some wine, we'll sit down and we'll chit chat. I'm also going to talk about how some of this comes into play with human design, especially in the head and the ajna center. So your mind, essentially. So let's talk about this. If you are just hopping on, just say hi. If you're catching the replay, just hit #replay. I really like to obviously interact with you guys. So if you leave comments, whatever, I love to say hi and get to know you a little bit. So perfectionism. Guys, I'm like a recovering perfectionist, and like the more that I have learned to release and let go, the easier everything has just become. It's been great. I was talking to my coach Wednesday, that was yesterday, about all this, and I literally said to her, like, everything is just more fun. Even work is more fun. And you know why work's more fun? Because I stopped holding myself accountable to like all of these shoulds and have tos and, you know, what everyone else thinks that I need to be. And I started just showing up as myself. And like part of this has been actually this week I've been doing a lot of posts that have been like getting to know me, and it's just going back and like being me. And today, in the world we live in, it's so hard to really embrace that because everyone wants to conform. Everyone wants to conform. I mean, we do it in school, like before we even really realize what we're doing, right? Like because we want to be a popular kid, or like we want to sit at that table, but in order to do that, we have to put on this guise of a person that we're not, right? But that dims your light. It takes away from who you are. No one wants a carbon copy of somebody else. I mean, you might think that they do, but what makes you you, what makes you special, what gives you your purpose in this world, what gives you your light and your spark and your destiny and your joy is not the things that make you the same. It's the things that make you different. And this is why incorporating human design into my coaching practice is so powerful, because I think, like I personally did, people have a really hard time with things that aren't necessarily tangible. And human design gives you a way to look at you, your traits, your characteristics, things that you may be aware of, things that you may not be aware of. And it allows you to recognize them, number one, especially the things you aren't aware of, to recognize them. So that's, acknowledge them. And then it allows you to take your power back in all of those areas, awaken. And then it allows you to transcend to the next level version of yourself. And this is part of the process of trusting. It's part of the process of letting go. It's part of the process of learning how to communicate with yourself in your body, because it's all inside. It has nothing to do with the external validation. It's all inside. So it's all coming from you. personally on the inside. The external validation doesn't matter. And that's something that a lot of people really, really struggle with. I know a lot of women really struggle with the perfectionist thing. A lot of women see other women on Instagram and Facebook. They're like moms and they have these perfect lives and they're always got makeup on. They look beautiful all the time. Like they have these gorgeous homes. They're always clean. Like, God, my house is not always clean. You just see blinds right now, but there's a giant comforter on the chair next to me. Yeah. So we all see this perfect thing, and we all think that we have to be perfect. And our mind, our Ajna center, conceptually is processing all of these shoulds, all of these conditioned responses to things, and it's taking them and it's teaching us, telling us that these are the things that like we need to be doing in order to survive. What? All of your conditioning is being processed through your mind. And your mind is constantly overriding all of the things that you want because your mind's trying to keep you safe. So let's take a second and just thank our mind, because in the past, being smart and thinking through your situations was a survival tactic. But it's not necessary in the world we live in anymore. And the world is actually starting to turn more towards understanding ourselves and embracing ourselves and using that to how do I want to put this? Using that to fuel, power, and empower others for good, right? For the common good, for the good of the world. We're waking up, we're realizing there's things that we need to change. And, you know, a big part of that is overcoming our perfectionist tendencies. So, some tips for overcoming perfectionist tendencies. The first tip I have for you is let go of all of your shoulds. Stop shoulding yourself to death. Because all those shoulds, every time you should do something, every time you need to do something, that's coming from a place of scarcity and lack. And it's not serving you. So, I mean, yes, there are things that throughout the day we have tasks that we need to accomplish. But let's not sit down at the end of the day and say, oh, well, I should have done this, or I should have done that, or I should be doing this, or I should be doing that. Because it just, do you know how stressed out you're making yourself? Seriously. Like, that's contributing to your unhappiness. And then let's talk about comparing. Let's stop that. That's going to help you take back your power too. And it is the thing I've done because, you know, being a coach, or I mean, I was a Beachbody coach. You look at all the other coaches and you're like, well, I guess I have to do all these things, but that's not you. And so now we're back to putting ourselves in a box. So comparison game. No. It's a big no. Another thing is judgment. Stop judging yourself. And others. Stop judging yourself and others, because first of all, when you judge yourself, you're just robbing yourself of joy. And you're blocking your power because you're essentially kicking yourself in the butt over and over again. And nobody wants to be kicked in the butt over and over again. Are you going to want to do things when like you're literally telling yourself that you suck at them? Probs not. Right? So these are all things to just keep in mind. There was 3 tips there, but we got to let go of the perfectionism. I feel better. I feel so much better. I'm having so much more fun with everything. And yeah, so those are my tips. And that's my goal. I am here to help women let go of their perfectionism. And I just wanted to also add on here, if you didn't see my live earlier, 2 one-on-one spots. I'm like kind of revamping some stuff, but I really want to help women let go of these perfectionist tendencies. I want them to embrace who they are. I want them to learn to trust themselves and I want them to step into their power and claim the desires that they have, the wants that they have for themselves and for their families, mainly for themselves. But so many women feel like they're told they can't have it all, or like that's unattainable for them. Like, that's okay, she has that, but like that's not attainable for me, and that's just not true. It's just not true. And so I know you are out there. I know you have a beautiful idea. I know you have a beautiful soul, and I know that you're stuck second guessing yourself and doubting yourself and judging yourself, and I want to help you break that, because every single woman out there is a light, and you don't have to do this alone. You shouldn't do this alone. I'm here to hold space for you, and I'm here to help you work through all of this so that you can step into your power. You can confidently say, you know exactly what you're doing, you know exactly where you're coming from, and exactly how you need to make decisions. And yeah, so if you're interested in a one-on-one spot, just shoot me a DM and we can talk about it, and I can give you all the information. But we start February. If you're interested, I would love to have you. And I am going to get going. So I hope you all have a lovely night. It's Rose Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, and then it's the weekend, guys. It's great. It's so exciting. So I'm out. I love you all. Thank you for hopping on and watching. If you're watching the replay, again, like, thank you. I love you just as much. And I will talk to all of you guys next Thursday for Rose Thursday. All right, bye.